So it's Friday morning and I am driving. Right now I'm on what's called the Wantagh Parkway. And this will take me to the exit for the Southern Parkway, which I'm going to be heading west this morning. Because I am going to my daughter's house to babysit and spend a wonderful day with baby Ife and then be there for when Issa gets off the bus. And I'm really excited about that. As y'all know, his birthday was yesterday, and we're having his party this weekend, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I see the leaves are finally turning on the trees. Oh, this is so wonderful. I just love this season of the year. I think fall is my, y'all excuse me, fall is my most favorite time of the year. But then come spring, I'll be saying the same thing about spring. But I want to say welcome to all of my new subscribers who have come over to my channel from Caravan, Carolyn's channel. She was so nice enough to give me a shout out in her video yesterday. And I just want to thank you, Caravan, Carolyn. I know that you didn't have to do that. And you did it out of the generosity and love of a fellow YouTuber. The generosity of your heart and of sharing and helping other YouTubers succeed. And overnight, within less than 24 hours, I have gained 200 new subscribers, and I am just tickled to death. So thank you, Caravan Carolyn. I really, really, really appreciate that. And you know, we all should help one another grow our channels. I mean, if we can't help each other, then what good are we doing by trying to have a YouTube channel? I think, life in general is all about giving and sharing and loving one another and building each other up and helping each other grow and be successful in life. And that's my aim. So it's a busy morning here on the Parkway, and once I take the exit heading west toward New York, it's going to get even busier. So many people live in the suburbs because, there's really it's so difficult to live in the city and to live near where one works, especially in Manhattan, that most people do live in the suburbs and out on Long Island and Staten Island and Queens and Brooklyn. And they usually, if they do own a vehicle, then they drive it to an area where they can catch a bus or a train into the city. And then they leave their car parked in the parking lot. So that does create a lot of commuters on the highway. But it's so foggy this morning. But I love the fog too. It's not, I don't love driving in it for sure because it's very dangerous. But I think it's beautiful, especially settling over a mountaintop or settling through the trees. So I got a comment from Rose yesterday, and Rose lives in Kentucky with her grandson John. Hi John. How are you today? I heard from your grandma that you love to watch Miss Glenda cook. Well, you know that I have been doing this keto diet, and I really haven't been cooking too many keto meals because I've been keeping them simple. Just basically meat and a green vegetable. But I'm going to have to get in the kitchen, John, and cook a meal especially for you. So have Grandma Rose leave me a comment and tell me what is your favorite food. And I'll get in the kitchen and cook a video, especially for you. And this is for John in Kentucky. Thank you so much for being a devoted subscriber and viewer of my videos. I do appreciate it. So I hope that Caravan Carolyn subscribers will go back and watch my early videos. I do have a playlist of Glenda Sully childhood, and that's kind of where I started my channel. I kind of started it in chronological order, starting back from when my very first video of the old green truck, and I think my second video was Maggie. I loved her. Maggie was my babysitter whom Mother and Daddy would hire to come and take care of me and my two sisters if they would go out juking. My old-timey Southern friends will know exactly what I'm talking about with the juking and going to a juke joint and dancing. And, the juke joint that Mom and Daddy used to go to was called Toot and Tell It. But we gave it a nickname and called it Poot and Smell It. Oh, goodness. So I'm going to just let this record a little bit more and let you look through the fog here and see this beautiful changing of the seasons. And I'm going to have to click this off because my daughter just called me, and that usually means if she calls me when she knows that I'm driving to her house, that usually means that she needs something. So I may have to stop at the convenience store and pick up a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread or something like that for Jill. So I want to tell y'all now, when I showed you the video of my apartment and I opened up the refrigerator and it was empty, I did not mean to indicate to anyone that I am food insecure, because I am not. It was empty because I had finished up all the food that I had purchased to eat for the month, and I had thrown out a few of the old rotted items that I had forgot to use in my Joe Rid food sealer. So I've got to be more diligent with using my Joe Rid food sealer from now on, and not let my food go bad, because it's a sin to waste good food. But that is the reason that my refrigerator was empty. Not because I don't have money for food, because I do, and I am not food insecure anymore. And the reason being is because I have this YouTube channel, and I just got my YouTube paycheck on the 21st, and it's only because of you, each and every single one of you. All of y'all are important to me. You're worthy, you're worthwhile, and I appreciate you being here and watching my videos every day and leaving comments and just helping me to be able to have a better quality of life. And if you are struggling right now and food insecure, then I want to encourage you to try to find a food pantry. There's going to be a food pantry somewhere. You may have to drive to it, or you may have to give them a call and ask them if they have a volunteer who will bring you a box of food or a couple of bags of food to your residence. They're loving, giving, and kind people who devote their lives to helping others. And all you have to do is call and ask for it, ask for help, and you will receive it. I would advise you to start with the Salvation Army. When I used to work and we would have the payroll deductions for charities, I would always give money to the Salvation Army, because in my time of need, they've always been there for me. There were many times when I was married to John and his alcoholism addiction got the best of him, and he would either quit a job or not be able to go into the job on a regular basis because of his drinking, or he would get fired from a job. And many times the Salvation Army paid our electric bill and gave us food and clothes for the children, and even toys for the kids at Christmas time. So you just have to ask, because there are people who devote their lives to helping others. Now, I had the opportunity to meet the lawyer who works on Fifth Avenue there in a law firm, and she handles all of the legal aspects for the Salvation Army. And I met her through a very unusual way. When I lived in the recovery home in Pensacola, Florida, when I was recovering from my drug addiction, I met her sister there. Her sister's name was Terry, and I got to know Terry very well. And I don't think I've really told y'all the story about Terry, but if I did, I will try to find that video. But she was just had a severe alcohol addiction, and she just could not beat it, and it ended up taking her life. And while at an AA meeting, she met this man and started seeing him and drinking with him, and apparently they were both very drunk one night, and he beat her up and bashed her head into the side of a wall, and she ended up in the hospital. So her sister, who, like I said, she is an attorney does all the Salvation Army legal work. She came to see her sister, and I picked her up and brought her to the hospital to visit her sister, and it wasn't long after that Terry died. So a sad story, but that's what happens to a lot of people who cannot get a grip on their alcoholism, and it does end up taking your life, or sometimes the lives of those who love you and who you love. And AA is an amazing organization, and I do recommend it. Alcoholics Anonymous. I recommend Al-Anon for families of alcoholics. And I also recommend NA, which is Narcotics Anonymous. First you have to go into rehab. You have to, if you're an alcoholic and you have an appointment to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist, or for an interview at a rehab, and you have set up arrangements to enter that rehab, don't stop drinking before you get there, because you will start having DTs, and that the delirium tremens is it can kill you. I've gone through them, and when I was incarcerated, and it will kill you. It can cause seizures. It could cause you to have a stroke. So, if you're planning on going into rehab, a 28-day rehabilitation facility, then by all means go. If you're on Medicare, your Medicare will pay for it. And if you're on Medicaid, then you won't even have to pay the deductible. Now, when I was in rehab, when I went into Pine Grove in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is the premier treatment center, one of the premier treatment centers in the United States. In fact, that's where Tiger Woods was getting his treatment after his debacle when he crashed his car and all of that stuff came out about him years and years ago. He did go to Pine Grove in Mississippi, but I do credit a female psychiatrist who was on staff there at Pine Grove for saving my life. She really, really did save my life. So I will leave the numbers in the description below of toll-free numbers where you can call and get help if you're struggling with addiction today, where you can talk to someone and you can get help. And I will leave the number for Pine Grove in the description. I do recommend that facility. So it's getting kind of busy here. Jill has called me again, so let me turn the camera off, and I'm going to have to pull over on the side of the road so that I can return her call. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I hope that you have a great weekend, and I will be posting some more videos this weekend. I want you to know how much I love you. Please share my videos with your friends and family, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. please give me a thumbs up. And if you're just passing through, I would ask you to please consider subscribing to Glenda Sully. We have a lot of fun here, and when you subscribe, you become a part of a loving and accepting YouTube family. And y'all just keep on coming back. Bye, guys.